Be careful. Okay, it is Tuesday, the 14th. It's Bastille Day. Happy Bastille Day, everyone. 14th of July. We are working on muscles. What's that?
$299.35.
Say again?
You joined that 199.
You know that's like 500.
What are they charging for?
Practitioner.
Which one are you getting?
It says professional practitioner. He's 199.
And they're giving you what? 75 off? Let's see.
Oh my god, I'm over
If you want to join.
Yeah, well, that's the whole idea. If you do this, here's a look at the subjects. Come on. Now, the only one they had available, I played with this. There's a bunch of questions. So you can go through, and there are questions on, right?
Yeah, but you have to join first.
Yeah, in order to do. Well, no, you have to. You don't have to join. No, you can subscribe to this, right? I don't think you have to join, but they obviously they figure that they'll give you a good deal. Here.
And I only did 2 of those and almost all of those. So it's just kind of
Wow, you got a shirt too.
Yeah, it says that's a professional member. So a professional member is $200. So you're getting it for $1.25, which is not bad. No, wait, it says you pay only $75 for your first year. So you're getting $125 off. That's very good. Now, I don't know what this thing costs. That's what we need to find out. Okay, let's see. What does it cost for Exam Coach? But what does this cost? Doesn't tell how much this is. Okay, let's see. Let's see. You can talk today. You don't have to work alone. Remember, I'll put on some music. Maybe that'll get.
Break it up.
Yeah, right. We are and we're recording. I hope. Yes, music. Is that what you said? Yes. Okay. Would you like Mozart, Beethoven, Grateful Dead? Tell me what you. Huh? Yeah. Something classical. Okay. Oh, I am a member. Okay, but I don't know how. All right, let's see. Let's see, what am I looking for?
It is a whole new language.
I'm sorry, what?
Extensor capital knowledge.
Extensor is the, this is flexing.
Yeah,
This is
this
extensor,
here.
right. That's extension. This is extension.
Extension on this side, but not on this side.
I believe it's extension on this side. This is flexion. This is flexion. This is, when you do this,
Yeah.
when you do that, that's extension.
It's extension, yeah, right. Flexion, you're reducing the angle when you're flexing.
Yeah,
That's,
I know,
think of
but
it that way.
He asked me a question, I feel like
I know, but
yeah.
we are talking about these muscles here.
Right, so the posterior muscles, right, are your extensors. Yeah. And the ones on the anterior, this is in anatomic position, are your flexors. Yeah. Okay.
So
And the ones that are pulling from this side would be your ulnar deviators, and the ones that are pulling over here, some of them, not all, will be pulling to AB duct and AD duct, and these would be your radial deviators. So your action on some of these flexors and extensors will also be radial, ulnar, or radial deviation, right?
Anything.
For any number of them.
For all the different muscles.
But the extensor
Yeah.
is an extensor of the wrist
Right.
and an abductor of the wrist, but it's also a flexor
Of the elbow, I know. Yeah, right. Because it's pulling, it's crossing. If it's crossing a joint, it's going to have some effect on that joint. Even if it's a minor effect, it's just a minor synergist, it still has got to have some effect on that joint.
It assists.
So, yeah, it assists, exactly. So when you've got muscles that are crossing two joints, they're doing more than one. There's
I don't
got to be
know
more
how.
than one action involved.
Adduction and abduction.
Yeah. All right, let's get Mozart. Where are we?
Adduction of wrist, ulnar deviation. Oh, that's right. This is deviation.
Mozart. M-O-Z, not a T. Okay.
This is the ulnar side. And this is adduction. Adducts also. I don't know. Maybe consider it I don't know.
I don't want to put you to sleep. But they have lullabies, you know.
Easy today.
I know.
Very easy
Me
stuff.
too. All right, let's try this.
Oh, did you get my text, Missy? No. No. Look at your phone.
Is that bigger than yours?
That's mine. Yours is mine.
Is rabbit style.
That was good.
Actually, here's continuation of what we were doing yesterday.
Blueberry, peach, and kale. That doesn't do it.
What about what? The pizza?
How much it is the total for the box that we ordered from somebody else?
I don't know,
Ask Robert.
40 or 50, a lot. They're not cheap. That place, they're good, but they're not cheap. What did the pizzas run us last week?
They were like
40. Yeah, what were there? We had three,
they charged $4.
four.
Even though it was only on half of one.
Yeah, right.
Like, so it was like an extra $20 for that.
Oh my
Maybe we
God.
go bring our own veggies next time.
Or I go
Just
to
do cheese. Yeah, right, just
Costco
do
on the way here, where they're $10 a
cheese.
piece. For a bigger pizza.
Yeah, sure.
And it can be either the last time I brought him in was like 4 months ago.
Uh-huh.
And there was one that was everything and one that was pepperoni and one that was cheese, and the everything went like that. It was gone.
I'll
It
bet.
surprised me because I thought that everybody would I thought there were a lot of vegetarians. But I guess
Oh.
not when there's.
I stay away from meat on pizza, but okay.
I
What's that?
and I just
Oh, external occipital protuberance, right? Right there. The bone at the bottom of the occiput. But I'm not giving you any other answers. We're doing it together, right? And then we'll go over this stuff if there are any questions. I think we'll have time to work downstairs today. I hope so.
Where is the difference between abduct and adduct and deviation?
It's pretty.
Because if you're
It's
like,
this- yeah.
wrist,
It's the same idea. It's the same. The words are used interchangeably. You are adducting, right?
or deviate,
Or
medial,
ulnar
radial.
or medially. You'd
Deviate.
say you'd say ulnar deviation. You could say medial deviation, but no, you say ulnar deviation or radial deviation, which is the same thing as adduction.
So it's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of whether
Right.
you use one term or the
Right,
other term.
but the more terms you know, the better your chances are of passing that damn test in January or whenever it is you take it. Yeah, yeah. But they will kick you. You know, they will test you with synonyms and other. That's vocabulary is important.
Yes.
So
You're right. Here.
yeah,
Yeah.
too loud. Yeah,
Yes, especially for me here.
yeah, you're right up front.
So
How's that?
that's better, but can you lower the volume in people tuning?
For what?
For the people tuning?
Oh no, that I can't do.
You gotta go.
No, and after all, I'm encouraging people to talk and to work together. So it's up to you. We're continuing our origin insertion. I'm just giving you a list of the muscles that you probably already have, but this kind of gives them an order. This we've done.
That we did yesterday?
Yeah, and these are others. And then working ahead, next week, I'll put together the same thing and we'll work on the back and the abdominal muscles. And by that should really have you ready, I hope, for the final. And that's the way I intend to approach the lower extremities.
Are you,
Same idea. We
are
can
you
work
writing
together, see them. I'm not gonna, maybe I'll quiz you a week later or something like that. Right?
It's not enough room to write.
And I don't just give it to you, I sit down and figure it out myself. I don't give you anything that I haven't tried first. Well, hardly. No, I really try not to. Okay, so everybody's made it except Maria. She's stuck in traffic. Yeah, bad traffic. I don't know why. What's going to happen in the fall? Bad traffic in the summer?
Oh my god, it's gonna be horrible.
All right, cancel. Yeah, right.
Answer clear.
So how come that doesn't come up? Okay. The same. Ah. 252. anybody needs an extra book, I brought one from home. If you want to borrow? It's here if you want.
This is the flexor cardialis.
They're all there. I'm listing the muscles that she wants us to know. See if we can get this for the school. Well, yeah, better sleep, better memory. Absolutely. Oh, come on, I was here already. Now that's loud. I don't know why. Hold on, we'll get there. That's Mozart. What can I do? Let's see. It is pretty. Yeah. There's your... If you want to see any of these muscles, I'm just running through them up there on the screen. So if anybody wants to see anyone in particular, let me know. Which muscle? Yep, this is what I have on the screen. Look up there. Okay. There's wrist flexion, and
This is ulnar deviation.
there's ulnar deviation, you see?
This
Right, to the medial. Well, you don't do it like this. Oops. You need to hold, in order to understand the positions, the movement, you need to be in an anatomic position. So this is anterior as posterior. If you do it like this, right, this is medial. But if you hold it like this, then it gets confusing. So, yes, this is ulnaris. It's on this side. And where's it inserting? Right at the pisiform and the something, right? And so it's going to be flexing, right? That tells you, the name tells you that, right? Carpi is the wrist, and since it's inserting on the where is it? The base of the. I've written it down. The pisiform and the hook of the hamate, it's going to pull as well to that side. as well as flex. So that's your ulnar deviation or adduction, right? So it's the same. Yeah, it's the same thing. But you should know both terms because that's where they're looking for down the road. So when it comes to testing on the NWEX, they may refer to it as ulnar deviation. They may refer to it as adduction.
Oh, that's what
It's the same idea.
Abduction or deviation? Ulnar.
Ulnar deviation.
This is the ulnar.
So abduction would be radial
radial.
deviation.
Medial, radial, opposites.
Yeah.
Thumb is radial.
Thumb is radial. The radius,
Where's the radius?
right, is the outside. Is the lateral bone, right?
So you're saying they could call it abduction or they could call it deviation?
Exactly.
Either one.
Yeah. That's the more knowledge you have as far as the language is concerned, the better your chances are. Not that I'm worried about, but some people, your vocabulary is important.
Good to, I mean, it's dissecting is what it's about. I mean,
Yeah. So I spoke to somebody who took the test recently, and she passed. And she said, vocabulary. You got to know lots of different terms for the same, or for the same, or that have the same
yeah,
meaning.
like this dissecting that one about Chinese. Which one was it? Oh, it was Tai Chi.
Right,
What it said
exactly.
had Tai
Yeah.
Chi.
So you break down the words.
Yeah.
So the better handle you have on the language, the better you are. Right? That's why prefixes and suffixes and all that stuff
He has a
actually.
question.
Fire
Yay,
away.
'cause I want the answer.
So for number 4, you said middle trapezius
What are you drinking?
between T1 and T5.
That's right. That makes sense.
But
What does
On
the book
here-
say otherwise?
it says C7 to T3. Spinous process.
Okay. What is? I'm not sure where I got that from. Let's see. Did you check the trail guide? That's where. And we could have made a mistake.
Yeah.
These are These are retractors. So we could be wrong there.
Drink up, Ashley, drink up.
The ice cream is
I don't know that you need to know exactly which ones, but that the range is important. It's the middle. It's obviously and the way the fibers are going to be running will make a difference, right? The upper, because of the direction of the trapezius fibers, will elevate. Right? The lower are going to act to depress the scapula.
If there was honey in it, it would be perfect. There's peaches because it's sweet.
Well, not only that, is that
So carpi ulnaris. Let's look at. Flexor carpi radialis. If you look at the. This will pull the other side. So because the flexor carpi radialis is inserting on the radial side at the base of the second metacarpal, I believe.
fifth.
No, radialis? Ulnaris is fifth.
Oh, ulnaris, right.
Right? So I'm just moving down the list here of all the wrist and finger flexors. So because this is inserting at the where do I list it as inserted? Right here at the where are we? Flexor. Okay, origin, right? Insertion base of the second metacarpal. Exactly. So So Bill, you see how, because this flexor carpi radialis is inserting here at the base of the second metacarpal, that's what will enable it to pull to the radial side, lateral, right? Abduction or radial deviation. Same thing, different terms. Okay? All of these flex, and then the ones that are inserting toward the radius or toward the ulnar would be deviating one side or another. Let's see, digitorum is not going to deviate, right? You can see flexor digitorum, superficialis or profundus will flex, but no deviation involved there. You see? And there you're flexing fingers and some assistance in wrist flexion. But because you've got all four pieces going, all four tendons inserting, you're not moving one side or the other. You're not deviating. You're not abducting or adducting. Let's see what else. And the same thing with the palmaris. The palmaris longus is simply inserting into the palmar aponeurosis. And the anterior flexor retinaculum. So if you want to see any of these in particular, I'll throw it up on the screen. Otherwise, I'm just kind of working my way down through the list. What? Extensor carpi what? Okay, hang on. Here we go. Extensor carpi ulnaris. Radialis brevis or longus? Or here. Yeah, they'll probably give us all the extensors. Let's see. See, here are all the wrist and finger extensors. So.
I'm a little confused. 3 through 4. One's the second through fifth, and this one's the second through fifth fingers. Maybe they're all the same. Second through fifth.
Well, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? For the phalanges. The thumb is number 1. The pinky is number 5. Whether it's the digits or the metacarpals.
Okay, you gave us this hand though. Does this mean we have to do the origin insertion?
That's what I want you to do. Yeah, right, exactly. Because this is what you, I mean, in so many of these, it's pretty clear. Here we're dealing primarily with wrist
Right.
flexors and extensors. And then there'll be some, the thenar and the hypothenar, and then it's muscles that will enable you to.
God, you're spending hours on someone's hands.
Well, there's a lot of muscles, a lot of things we do with our hands.
Funny how connected. I've never touched your hand.
Really?
Well, you're mine. We're there.
Today, one of my officials,
I'm not even gonna
massaging her neck, and she's Natalie. She got stuck.
My
She
mind
got
was there.
stuck, and I'm like, "What's happening?" And she's like, "I don't know. I get like these muscles." I think I'm blushing. And
What?
We were there.
but she got stuck, so I was
What
like,
was she stuck? I mean, was it
like it was right.
flexion? Was it rotation?
It was. She had a spasm, and then she couldn't move it because it hurt, but it was right
Sounds
here.
like torticollis or rhinic.
So I was putting heat on it and trying to massage it a little bit just to kind of like calm it down.
Right.
But I really didn't feel like I knew what I was doing. And every time she tried to move, it was like agonizing. So I said, this isn't my area. So I was like, let me go see if I could find an LMP
Right, sure.
who's hanging out. So I went in the back, and they're like, no. They're like, I'm not touching anyone unless they have a doctor's permission. And I'm like, she's stuck. And they're like,
Where are you
what?
working?
This is at Fontainebleau.
Should be.
And they're like, you don't ever want to touch anyone if they're
Spasm?
if they're having a problem, because they can blame it on you after they go to the doctors, and they won't even get up and go in the room to look at them. I was just
That's
like,
terrible.
yeah. And then I went back in the room and I had to like,
So what did you do?
well, I'm like, let's try and sit you up. I'm like, I have a feeling it's connected to something else. And you like, she got up and she was like, she was fine. It was because she was laying down or something.
Maybe holding it in a funny position.
But
But she was.
I felt
you were working on it.
I felt so unknowledgeable in that moment. Like I didn't know what to do, and I don't like that
No, of course
because
not.
I'm an expert at being an esthetician and I know how to handle pretty a lot of things. So in that case, I felt like an asshole.
Well, okay. How not to feel like an asshole again.
Or
Recorded, right? Whatever. Don't be afraid. Go in there. Okay, you know that if you avoid the triangle, right? You're probably dealing with rotators or flexors. You know, a lot of stuff.
I couldn't
Scalings,
even
maybe.
because she was like ah. So we had
Right.
so she was like this, and I was just like I don't like. What would you do in a situation like that? Would you want to warm up the muscle or like? Would you? I don't even know.
Yeah.
It's all sometimes on what it feels like.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta be careful with people's
Yes.
Yes.
tiny little
That's why I was like, I need to get someone else, and they were all like,
And they
They're all
didn't-
afraid.
they didn't want to touch. That's the difference.
Well, it's South
Did you
Florida.
speak to administration? So
I was trying to help them open out. Like,
sure.
There's a couple of people sitting in the back, and I'm like, you know, let me get some people. And they were so
It's a
like,
good opportunity to help someone.
Yeah, and the best thing is just keep her head stabilized and have her sit up and just say, I think you should go
But I
see
wanted
a
to help
physician.
her. I wasn't worried about getting her out of the bed or anything. I wanted to help her, you know.
But sometimes helping her
So
can make
she's
it
lying
worse.
down. She's supine on the physician bed.
It's just it's a regular table like back there, like
Uh-huh.
what we used to.
Right, okay.
Jolly.
Right. So what caused the
Because
problem?
you could have a nerve, you could have a disc, you could have it could be more than just
I
what
felt
it
like,
is.
you know when your feet cramp up, I feel like that's what was happening.
Yeah, she may need
And a muscle.
needed
And she was older
maybe
too.
they've been dehydrated.
Yeah, I don't know.
Sit her up, warm cloth.
Yeah, I would put some warm, maybe a warm compress,
I
moist compress.
And have her get out of there and go see a physician and have them check it out.
But you got
Yeah.
don't be afraid. Try to
I was trying to, but
gently.
treatment. And I'm like, it's the thing that I
Stents
out
or
of that position.
Yeah.
When I work at the Standard, I work at the difference between the therapists at Profound Blue, they're just there for a paycheck.
Mhm. And the standard people are much
They're at heart
more
center.
serious.
Yeah, they would have went in there.
Okay. Any others you want to see up on the screen? So here's your, because it's crossing the elbow joint, you've got some assistance here on all these extensors. But it's funny, they're wrist extensors, but they're elbow flexors. I guess they're coming from the side.
What is common flexor tendon?
A common flexor tendon on the epicondyle
Oh, I see.
rather than each of the muscles originating on the epicondyle, you've got a whole bunch of them. So think of them as coming together at a common tendon that they all kind of
Converging.
converge into. Right.
And puffs.
It makes a lot of sense.
Party.
Whoever designed it.
Whoever.
Good engineering.
That's debatable.
Give her pressure. Give her credit.
Okay, what are the names of the muscles that are killing me from all this writing?
You're using them. All the ones that you're writing about. Isn't that funny? And of course, as relatively new therapists, your wrists are getting hurt. No matter what you do. The key is good body mechanics. When you're applying pressure, keeping the wrists straight. You're working on somebody.
One area, give me whatever it is. Don't go here and here.
Close. Your no time pass by, and you are intoxicated. That's what you want.
I never tried it, but I've been thinking that it's gonna be the
Let's see.
yeah. Actually, they tell me, but
Another thing that you feel like
Stop.
making the voice.
Stop.
Here we got some of the thumb muscles.
Flexor tendon. Why does it
all right, positive zone. Positive.
Listen, you can have your positive shit over there.
I know, we're over here.
Positive zone.
Let's keep it over here.
Over here, we're gonna stress the shit out, okay?
La 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 is what I'm gonna do when I do that. Someone else Oh, take them juices. You know that's the best ice cream in the world.
She was like, do you see the shit I just drank? We're good. I just drank. I just drank a treat.
Listen,
I
listen.
really just
Right
took
here.
a bark and chewed it.
Backed up, girl. My large
That'll do the
intestine.
trick, honey.
I don't know. I don't feel like it is, but
Let's hope you make it home.
to the hallway.
There's so much to write that I don't understand writing it. I'd rather just learn it in the book.
Well, however you want. I'm not
know.
saying you have to
No,
write
I know,
it. I'm
I
just
know.
giving you the list.
I'm like, me,
These are-
usually
these
for
are-
me, I have to write it. But I'm like,
You don't have to wait.
but I'm like, there's so much to write that I'm like,
But again, in so many cases, the origins are all the same, and then you figure out
I
okay,
have a
where they're
question for you.
inserted. Sure.
The very first one. Okay, page 32. I'm writing the page number 2.
Yeah, why not? Sure.
This one, I was confused about where it says for the.
Different heads.
Let me just find out what part I was. Okay, the insertion on the where like the pisiform,
Here.
isn't that down here?
Yeah, here it is. You're showing the insertion here.
Oh,
Right.
so it goes
These are-
around. Oh, okay.
Because this is posterior, you want to be looking at it anteriorly. This is where
So
that's
it's
what you're seeing.
posterior, but
Right.
it's inserting. It's coming around and inserting here.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
Because I was like, wait a
it's-
minute,
yeah,
pisiform's
'cause I
in the
know it's
hand,
coming-
so is the hamate. And I'm
And
like,
it's
where-
coming from here, but it's pulling this way.
And then it's
Right.
okay, and that's where the deviation comes in.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
So if it were just going, if it were some of the middle digits, then there would be no deviation. But
Right.
if it's toward this
That's why
side
it's
or
got to
the
come
other,
around there.
One of my customers today is
And
from there, and she's like,
Ulnaris, then it's
then it's got to be toward the medial side.
ulnar deviation.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
It's going to deviate ulnarisly.
Yeah, right. And you'll see exactly where what carpals it's inserting into, which
Right.
are the most medial. It's going to be pulling that way,
Okay.
as well as flexing the wrist, and it's crossing the elbow. So it's also a synergist. It assists in elbow flexion. That's minor, but it does assist there. It's not primarily what it does. but
Right.
If anything's crossing a joint, it's going to have some effect on
So
that
the
joint.
action is flexion of the wrist.
Yeah, it's flexion of the wrist and adduction of the wrist.
Weird how the muscle is way up here and it's flexion of
Well,
the wrist.
you're not seeing the tendon.
Right,
See
but
this
it's just
tendon that's
weird.
coming, long tendon here.
Right.
So, and they're not even talking about anything in terms
That's
of the.
the common flexor tendon. Is that where they write that?
Yeah, that's why so many muscles are inserting into that one big tendon.
Common tendon.
Yeah,
meaning
for-
common, not
for
like
5 or
typical.
6.
Common meaning a lot of.
Exactly. Right. There's nothing
okay.
common about us, is there?
Right.
Well, it depends on who we were talking.
Right.
about.
Okay. So that
Seriously.
makes sense.
Yeah.
See,
Right.
The conversation helps. Okay.
Good.
Right.
That's why we're doing it this way. And why I'm here to answer questions.
Remember, that's why I was saying put.
What's that?
Everybody's in that same part.
Right. That common area. Right.
Gotcha.
no clear.
And it's a great design rather than, because if each one of those muscles had to attach there, it would be very impractical. There'd be greater chance of things tearing,
Right.
detaching. So if you have a common tendon that they all merge into, it just makes a lot of sense. Good designing. Give gods and goddesses credit. What else can we show? Well, let's look at the. So here's an abductor digiti minimi. And when we're talking about the digits, the fingers, we abduct and adduct when we put them together. That's where you got your digiti minimi here. Right? What's this? Flexor digiti minimi. Opponens. Brings the little finger across to the thumb. So you got a pollicis abductor and adductors.
we have studying through.
That's the beach that you're saying.
That's what I thought.
Santa Marta. The three cities are apart like an hour and 20 minutes.
Tell me the top ones for the water. Santa.
You know the difference between intrinsic and extrinsic if we're referring to muscles, especially muscles of the hand or the feet? If something is intrinsic, the muscles begin and remain on the hand. If it's extrinsic, they originate above the hand, so they'd be crossing the wrist. So if someone says, if you're asked a question about what intrinsic muscles do something or other, you know they've got to be beginning and ending on that body part, on the hand.
And is
Intrinsic. Extrinsic means outside of, right?
So they begin and end?
Yeah, they begin, right. The intrinsic hand muscles are the thenar, the ones that are not, they're not crossing the wrist. They're not originating on the forearm or any place else higher, okay? Intrinsic is in there, extrinsic begins above it. Same thing with the feet when we get to them next semester. Okay. So just a term that you makes sense to know.
so intrinsic.
Means in the hand, in the foot.
Begin the origin of whatever body.
Right, origin and insertion is in that same place. Now you'll be crossing joints because you'll cross carpal, metacarpal, that sort of thing. But you're not you're not crossing from the ulnar or the radius to the to the carpals or the metacarpals or anything.
Send it to my client.
Okay?
Client's like, whoa, okay, where are you? I'll come to my drink.
That's right. She called me, so I went out to take
That's right. Those are the extrinsic muscles of the thumb.
I said she just drank a tree.
The city is Santa Marta, but the beach is called.
Ay, ay, ay. This is unbelievable.
Hey. This is
I have a love-hate relationship with this book.
I know how you feel.
I love having it, but I can't wait to know it.
Yeah, right. Oh God.
Oh, can you go by slower? I'm over it. Even with like muscles, I don't know if I've gotten that far. You've memorized them? No. No. I just sold like that. I feel like we're just You know what I'm saying? Seriously. Like, wait a minute. I feel like writing all over my arm. Just tattooing it with the names everywhere, the insertions, and then I'll just have my own little. Alright. I don't know, I feel like there's so much that I don't know how to narrow it down.
Anything else you want to see up there, let me know. Maria still hasn't made it in yet, huh? I know. She wrote. She's stuck in Miami traffic. Especially with the weather. Do the right thing. Show up. That's all you have to do is show up. That's half the battle. Showing up.
I'm confused over if they said flex or
Okay, here, let's.
Well, anatomically,
it's this way?
depending on what side.
Well, flexor. Okay, be in an anatomic position. That's the.
Flexor be
Right. And if it's carpi, right, we know it's wrist. We know it's a flexor. And ulnaris means it's going to be inserting on the ulnar side. And chances are pulling in a deviating medially, right? In an ulnar, right? Medial or ulnar deviation, aka adduction. You're adding to the midline.
Do you think the joints are as important as learning the insertion and origin?
Because the joints help you know the insertion and the insertion and origin give you. Sorry.
I was supposed to, and then I just had to.
Well, we gave you a list of joints yesterday, right?
I really wanted to learn how I got
I understand, but it's like, and it's not even all the joints either.
Well, these are. It's pretty. Let's see. Right, you
Because I'm looking at it like, okay, I didn't look at it.
You gotta start with the joints. Well, it's the bones, you probably know already. Then you go to the joints, memorize those, get the skeleton, get the little plastic paper, write it out, memorize all the joints. The ones that she wanted us to know.
Yeah.
Then you move on to the muscles of the head, and then muscles of the arms, and then I think that's the only way.
What's that?
Section in pieces.
Right,
You have to
right.
learn the
Which
bones
is-
first, the joints
That's right, the
second,
bones and
then
well, the bones. When you're learning the bones, you
gotta-
know what's articulating, what bones articulate with others.
Yeah.
So that's the bones and the joints pretty much go together.
I think you have
and
to master
then,
that, and then you can move on. But we're like speed. This is like
So what's articulation when bones join together?
That's a joint.
Oh, what's articulation again?
An articulation is a joint. That's where two bones are meeting. It's
that's what I said,
an
right.
articulation is a connection, a meeting between two
what I
bones,
said.
right?
What bone
Now,
attachment?
whether they're sutures or
point of the bone though, or that's the meeting point.
those are whatever landmarks, but you could have condyles. You've got your process going into a fossa, right? There's only tubercle, right?
Is that like the bony part? the.
Well, they're all bones, right?
I think the trochanter is a hard hit.
Yeah, that's a real big. So tubercle's not as large, right?
Humerus?
Yep.
The bumpy part?
One of the bumpy parts. Because look at the. So if you're not,
So that would be the
this is the greater. This is the no. This
This is
is
the hip, right?
no. Oh, you want the hip?
No, I want the humerus.
Okay, yeah, you got the humerus.
But it looks like the hip.
That's it. This is the greater tubercle. This is the lesser tubercle, right?
That's what I thought.
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
There's only
The
one
trochanters you're dealing with. Whatchamacallit?
Now that's what I wanted to
Femur,
know.
right.
That's the question
Yeah,
I wanted to know.
right.
That's where it attaches, right there.
Yes, right there.
Got it.
Now,
Okay.
where does your deltoid attach? Not to either one of those.
No.
Okay.
I don't confuse me.
No, okay, I'm sorry.
I just wanted to know where that
Where?
particular muscle connected, and I know now.
Yeah, and if you're not sure, you pull out your skeleton.
Okay, stop saying that. Stop it. Don't say it anymore, because I know your next class is gonna have a skeleton, and we don't have one.
I'm gonna get one by the time we are back here
Yeah,
in
we'll be
September.
graduating.
No. God, if I have to bring in my own, I don't have one. I used to have a baby skeleton. I would bring that
Trial and
in.
error class.
Huh?
Exactly.
What's that?
We're the trial and error.
Yeah, unfortunately,
pigs.
it's unfortunately the case. Yeah.
No, it's just not true.
It's funny. They send me to put out.
Discount.
They send me to.
Negate that
Where's
idea.
my discount? My
They-
sale price.
Yeah, they send me to put out fires. That's what I did at my last gig too.
We're like the clearance 80% off.
Well, hopefully by the time we're done, we won't feel that way. It's a shame. Yeah.
Not to mention the gas it tasted. You made me laugh today in the bank. I'm like, what the hell? If I said it, somebody looks interesting. Wasting he's here somewhere.
I didn't want to like bug you guys.
I didn't want to confuse. I didn't want to interrupt that one. She's not the favorite thing.
Here we can look at in this kinesiology, we can look at the shoulder joint, the elbow joint.
She's nice though.
Who is?
Who's nice? My band lady.
Oh, that's good.
I saw her bill at the bank.
It's a super small.
Really? I do everything online, so.
No, like
Are you
Are you massaging it?
it's so big.
Are you massaging it?
You should get on the table and have somebody work your abdominals and work stomach 36.
We'll be like, oh wait, here it comes, here it comes. Oh wait, that's your liver, sorry.
Funny, I'm thinking.
God, we are so bad.
Oh, sorry, here's your liver. I thought I did.
gift cards? I think that's funny. This was me about a week ago. Because we'll see my daughter over there. Yeah. This was my maternity. And it starts to show my age. Because I looked at two different organisms at the same time.
Where did this come from?
That's when I know I've done my job. I still get a charge at them.
Where is this coming from?
Parts of my day, we got a pool here on campus, and I get to go swim for half an hour. Nobody bothers you when you're in the pool. They tend to stay away. You just go.
My gait cycle is. She goes. The way you're walking slow, your gait walk is slow. Something like that. I'm like, well, I woke up really early and just thought about it. It was a normal person. I never heard anyone refer to gait
How do they?
Gate, but maybe not gate sleep.
She's like, maybe we should check her
You're-
phone. And I'm like,
Maybe you're just relaxed and moving slowly through this day.
I was so fucking.
Wow, interesting.
People all do
She's a
this
health
on
coach.
drive.
And she said, you're very centered and inside. She gave me like a reading.
Hmm.